to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to the Champions League once again. It's that time again, round of 16 stage coming right up, and this week there are some colossal ties to come, some big questions to be answered. Can PSG overturn their deficit against Borussia Dortmund, and can the reigning champions Liverpool topple Atletico Madrid's stern defence? It's all coming up in today's previews. We're discussing it all. Let's get to it. But if we kick off first of all by looking at a few stats from the Champions League campaign so far, and after those first leg ties in the round of 16, as you can see, we've now played 104 of the 125 Champions League games that are set to be played this season, with 3.14 goals per game, 327 goals in total, and that equates there to a goal every 29 minutes, with the majority of the goals there coming between 79 to 90 minutes. And certainly with these ties coming up, the big ones we're discussing, I would expect them to go until the very last minute. And in terms of the highest scorers in the competition so far, there are a few names up there which are certainly going to be needing those goals come these second leg ties. With Paris Saint-Germain, the joint second highest scorers in the tournament, they are going to need goals at the Parc des Princes this week. And also, of course, there, you look at Liverpool, they'll be needing goals too, no doubt about it. And in terms of Dortmund, against Paris Saint-Germain, one man that was vital in that first leg, Erling Braut Haaland. He'll be looking for more goals to add to his 10 already this season, and quite clearly, whether it's in a Salzburg shirt or a Dortmund shirt, this guy can deliver. But if we do kick off first and foremost with Tuesday's game between Valencia and Atalanta, live from Mestalla, and of course the big thing to note about this game is not only have Valencia got to overturn a massive deficit that they suffered there in the first leg, a 4-1 defeat, but they're going to have to do that without any fans inside their stadium, because Valencia and Atalanta will be played behind closed doors due to the coronavirus fears right around the world right now. Of course, everybody is suffering from these sort of circumstances, and in sports, they're taking no chances here with Valencia and Atalanta. And if it was going to be hard already, that task without any fans inside Mestalla, it's so difficult now. Valencia would have been calling on the Mestalla to get behind them, to give them that extra push to try and make a comeback. Because in that first leg, they did concede 4 goals. I thought Valencia were well under par in that game, and Atalanta are ruthless in front of goal. But Valencia did have themselves chances. They did create chances, and maybe in this game, they could have scored a few goals. But the one thing you say about Atalanta, which pretty much rules out any potential comeback, you always feel like they'll score. You feel like coming here, they're going to play with freedom, they're going to play with confidence. The last game they played in Serie A at the start of March against Lecce, they scored 7 goals in one game, and that's just what they've been doing all season long. They score goals for fun, they play with so much fluidity, and certainly for me, Atalanta in this one, they're going to progress. I was hoping Valencia there were going to do it for La Liga, but without any fans, and certainly with Atalanta's goal record, you'd fancy them there for the Serie A side to see the job through. They are confident right now. Also on the Tuesday night is RB Leipzig taking on Tottenham Hotspur once again there. Nagelsmann against Jose Mourinho in what should be a very enthralling clash. And I think RB Leipzig coming into this game, of course they have that slender advantage there from the first leg by a single goal to nil, a penalty kick on the day by Timo Werner. And RB Leipzig did have the luxury on the weekend of resting some of their best players in the Bundesliga. Tottenham didn't really have that same luxury, because right now with injuries, they are very depleted. In this game, no Harry Kane, no Heung-min Son. Mourinho right now, I feel as though he's already getting irritated as the Tottenham coach. I think in January, they could have done more there to strengthen their squad. And I think Mourinho right now, he lashed out at Ndombele about his fitness issues after the weekend's game. And I just think going into this one, RB Leipzig, they're looking good. They're looking confident. They've got very good players in their team. A lot of young talent too will go out there and play without fear. And I would certainly expect them in this game, as long as they score first, you would bank on them winning it. They got that away goal. I don't think Tottenham right now are blessed with a team that can score many goals. If they were going to win this one, it would sort of be Mourinho scraping his way through the game. Maybe Tottenham scoring first and then grinding out extra time, maybe even penalties if Tottenham were to take it that far. But if it was me right now, looking at what RB Leipzig have done this season, the players they have, certainly at home, they are the favourites. but don't rule Tottenham out. And then we do move on to the fixtures on Wednesday, and two absolutely mouth-watering games, both of them with so much riding on it. And it's just a shame, really, that they're both on the same time on the Wednesday. One of these could have been played on the Tuesday. We could have switched things around. Why did they have to be on the same night? But PSG will be taking on Borussia Dortmund at the Parc des Princes, and that is going to be a very, very intriguing game. Another game there that could be certainly affected by the coronavirus outbreak. There have been talks in France about potentially playing that game behind closed doors, so that's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because PSG, they're going to need those fans. Dortmund really, really were buoyed on by their home crowd in their game. A 2-1 victory in that first leg. Like I say, Haaland was outstanding. A wonder goal for the second goal that he scored on the night. And again, Dortmund will be a threat. You can't really see Dortmund coming into this game, and especially with PSG's defence at times, you would expect Dortmund to score in this game. And that means that PSG, they're going to have to be on it. Neymar, Mbappe, whether or not Tuchel this time plays Cavani, maybe he'll play Icardi. I think he has to play one striker. He didn't do that in Germany in the first leg, and that was very, very surprising. But the big thing for PSG would be no Marco Verratti. He's going to be suspended for that game. He's a massive miss for them in midfield. You always feel as though that's the weak area of Paris Saint-Germain. When Verratti's not there, their midfield really lets them down. And Dortmund here will come into this game. They will have confidence. They will believe Jadon Sancho playing really, really well right now. And he had a bit of a rest too at the weekend, only coming off the bench in their league game. Dortmund are favourites after that first leg, but of course, with the likes of Neymar and Mbappe, and if they do have that home crowd behind them, Paris Saint-Germain will still fancy their chances, but the pressure is on. And last, but certainly not least, for me, the most fascinating game of them all, maybe even in the whole Champions League draw right now, Liverpool against Atletico Madrid, live from Anfield. And Atletico's men, Simeone's team, they are coming to Anfield with a lead to protect. And that's so important, because any team coming to Anfield, yes, of course, Barcelona, we went there with a lead, we absolutely bottled it, but you just think about Simeone, the style of play, the mentality of those players. They will have a mental toughness, a mental edge, and people will say, you know what, last season, they blew a lead at Juventus, and that's absolutely right. But I spoke about it a few videos ago. Simeone has never lost a Champions League knockout two-legged tie to a team that doesn't contain Cristiano Ronaldo. And I also think that Atletico Madrid will have learned an awful lot from what happened in Turin last season. They will have learned from that. They'll have to come into this game and be so good. I think the game they played against Liverpool in the first leg was actually the best game they've played this season. I think recently, with João Felix back in the team, they have been scoring more goals. That'll certainly be a boost to them. And you're just wondering, can they get one? Can Atletico get one goal? Because then Liverpool would need 3. And that would be, against this Atletico team, a very, very tough ask. And Liverpool too, let's not forget, they've had their problems recently. Their unbeaten run in the Premier League, that long run they've been on, that was ended, of course, by Watford in emphatic fashion. They then lost in the FA Cup, and even at the weekend against Bournemouth, they did go behind before they turned it around. And in midfield, that's a big talking point for them. Henderson has been out injured. That's massively affected them there at the heart of their team. He's the engine in there. At times, of course, very underrated in the way that he plays. Is he going to be back in time for this game? It's touch and go right now. They are going to be missing Alisson, which could also be key. And I just think this tie, there's so much to be excited about. It's so intriguing to see how it will go. Will the reigning champions progress, or will Diego Simeone produce an absolute masterclass? Do not miss this one. And so that there, guys, is the first part of the round of 16 stage second leg ties. And like I say, some really big questions there. Are Paris Saint-Germain going to progress? They've often been saying this season, this could be their year. But to do that, they've got to get past Dortmund first. And can Liverpool, the reigning champions, pull off a result yet again back at Anfield? We are going to have to wait and see. There is so much to be excited about. And of course, once these games are over with, I'll be back with some thoughts, because I'm sure it's going to be emphatic. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your predictions? What are you expecting from these ties? And of course, I will see you soon. Thanks as always, guys. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.